guys, and welcome back for another video. Today I wanted to talk about my most favorite tool in the sewing room. Now, if you're following me over on my social media, I posted a reel about this tool and it got some traction, but for all the wrong reasons. So here it is. This is called a zipper jig. I like to call it my dingle hopper because it's just a fork on a piece of wood. Now we're gonna go over how I use this, and then I'm just gonna kind of give you some tips on how I made this because it's really easy. A lot of people were telling me I need to patent this, but I can assure you that I have seen this before. I have made this because I saw it somewhere years ago, so this is not my invention, but I know there are zipper jigs on the market, and if you're not handy, I will leave those links in the description. But we'll go over my zipper jig that I love to use and how I use it to put the zipper pulls onto my zipper tape. Okay, so the reason why this one's so viral is because I called these tangs, but they're actually called tines. So I'm sorry if you're seeing this. These are tines on a fork, and I use the two center ones to be able to use this for my zipper pulls. So when you get into bag making, it's far more economical to purchase zipper tape and zipper pulls separately. Now you can cut as much zipper tape as you need, so then there's less waste in the landfill if you were to buy a large zipper and then you have to cut it down. So you can buy it by the yard, and then you can say, I'm going to buy 1 yard of zipper tape, and then I'm going to be making 3 pouches, so I will buy 3 zipper pulls. Unless you're like me and you just buy a bunch of everything because you just never know. So I like to keep all my zipper pulls in one of these little tackle box type things. This is actually from a fishing tackle box, and I keep all my zipper pulls organized in here. You can do it organized by color. It comes in rainbow and golds and gunmetal and rose gold and antique bronze and silver, of course. Tula Pink is actually just coming out with pink hardware now. So there's just so many fun different finishes you can get. I usually like to stick to a select few. A lot of people just stick to one, and then it just makes things a lot easier, especially if you want to match it with the zipper teeth on your zipper tape. But then you don't have to. If you don't want to match your zipper teeth, you don't have to do that either. So what you do with this guy is this is going to be used as sort of a third hand. And we take our zipper pull. Let's try this one. This is a big one. This has a big soccer ball on it. Now what I do is I take my zipper pull, and I'm going to, there's this little kind of bar here that holds on to the actual pull. And that bar there is going to go in between the 2 tines on the fork, just like that. You can see how that looks. So now this is like my third hand. Then I can take my zipper tape, okay, and what you do is you split it, and you're going to flip it upside down because our zipper pull is upside down, and we're going to slip the teeth and it's just going to, you'll feel it as it kind of enters. I like to keep my hands this way, holding that block of wood, and then we're just going to put it through, and you can see at the bottom that it has lined up with itself, and then you just pull it. Then you take it off and you have your zipper pull. Now, as you can see, this is bubbling to one side, and that's just because I didn't line it up perfectly. I actually did, but I have put pulls on this. So this whole thing was actually a little wonky, but now it's actually correct. If you line up those teeth perfectly with themselves, this is how it should look. There is going to be a little bit of an opening. This is a size 5 zipper, so it's fairly large. That is going to be less noticeable on some smaller ones. The great thing about this is that it fits size 3 to size 5 quite well. So there's a number system, and it goes like this zipper is size 5 and this zipper pull is size 5. So you have to get the matching pulls. If you want to buy a size 3 zipper that is smaller, you need to get the size 3 zipper pull. So you just need to keep that in mind when you are purchasing Zipper by the Yard for the first time. Most people kind of just stick to one size. I love size 5. It is great in most applications, so I tend to stick with that. If I do go to a size 3, I usually use that for interior pockets in purses and things. So very easy. I'm going to go ahead and show you again, just like that. And if the tangs aren't tight enough, you can bend them, further apart. This is, just about how it was when the fork was in use. I didn't really bend it that much. So we're going to talk about how I made this. As you can see, I made it with a 1 inch by 4 inch block of wood. I went ahead and routered the sides and put a clear finish on it just to make it look a little nicer. Of course, you don't have to do that. You could put it on a 2 by 4 and make it actually really heavy. This one works fine for me. I got this fork from the thrift store, and I really liked it because it had these 2 larger surfaces on the handle. I thought that was good surface area to be able to drill and screw screws into. You're definitely going to need some drill bits, ones that will match your screw width. So make sure your screw isn't longer than your block of wood. And make sure that when you drill a hole through your fork that you're able to get that screw in. These are just some old screws that I just had laying around. You know how you have those extras. They don't even match. But it is important to drill holes. I used a vise, but you could also just put the fork onto an old piece of wood and drill 2 holes into it. I tried 1 hole, but I preferred 2. So once I do that and I've drilled the fork on, that's when I start to bend it. So I'm not going to bend it first because it's going to be harder to drill onto the wood. So I used some pliers and some needle nose pliers to be able to bend the fork back. And then I used my needle nose pliers to curl these ones. These ones just kind of are out of the way. They're not meant for anything. It's these 2 that are the main attraction. But these ones kind of, you can curl them more if you want to. They're just there decoratively, and that's about it. But yeah, and then after that, if you want to bend these up a little bit more just so that you can see it better, that is about it. Then you can test out your little zipper jig and you're good to go. So that's my dingle hopper or my little zipper jig. So I hope that you learned something. And of course, any links to actual zipper jigs that you want to buy will be in the description box. If not, then happy constructing or handcrafting or telling your significant other to make it for you. Bye guys.